Hi everyone, my name is teacher Ilona Smith and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are looking at the Consumer Protection Act for Business Studies for grade 12s. So, without further ado, let's go. Alright, so we are busy with chapter 1 for grade 12. We have done a few of the acts already, so now we're going to dive into the Consumer Protection Act for grade 12 for business studies. This is the book that is used for business studies and is the book that I have used to make the slides in today's video. I have used the information and the resources as is. As you guys know, you need to write business studies word for word in your exams, and therefore I felt changing the wording will change the context, and therefore I take no credit for the information given in these slides and in this video today. I've used it for the purpose to help students with business studies to achieve their goals and to help them further with their learning. Alright, so the Consumer Protection Act. It was promulgated or established to redress economic inequalities of the past and to promote equality in the consumer market for all consumers of goods and services. The CPA promotes and advances the social and economic welfare of consumers in South Africa. The promulgation of the CPA has resulted in the establishment of the National Consumer Commission. The CPA compels both businesses and consumers to act responsibly when conducting business activities. In addition, the CPA applies to every single transaction involving the buying and selling of goods and services within South Africa. Just on that slide there, this is a nice piece to use for your introduction, should this be included as an essay for business studies in one of your exam papers. Then, the purpose of CPA. It promotes fair and accessible and sustainable places for producers to sell their products. It promotes responsible consumer behavior amongst customers, and it ensures the consistent application of laws relating to consumer transactions and agreements. It promotes the right and full participation of historically disadvantaged individuals as consumers in the economy. It establishes national standards to protect consumers regardless of economic status. And it provides guidelines for better consumer information, and it prohibits unfair business practices. The impact of CPA. Now remembering, if they're going to ask in an exam the impact, then remember you may write either just the advantages, just the disadvantages, or you can write a bit of both. But if they write what are the advantages, then you're going to have to write the advantages and impact. And if they write disadvantages, similarly, you're going to have to write just the disadvantages. So what I would do, just as a tip, I would study both, and if they ask you the impact, I would write a little bit on each. So, the advantages. It enables businesses to resolve disputes fairly through the National Consumer Commission, Consumer Court, and Industrial Ombudsman. It allows businesses to build a good image when they ensure that consumer rights are effectively promoted and not violated. It protects businesses if they are regarded as consumers. It safeguards businesses from dishonest competitors. And businesses may gain increased customer loyalty and improve profitability because of the compliance of the Consumer Protection Act. There is a significant drop in court cases against businesses as businesses consciously and actively prevent consumer rights violations. This act has to do very much with, there's a saying where the consumer is always right. So this act does protect the consumer, but remember, as much as the consumer has rights, they also have responsibilities. Then the disadvantages. The implementation of CPA is time-consuming, expensive, and it's prescriptive and administratively burdensome, especially the implementation of the processes and procedures required by the CPA. Consumers can take advantages of businesses and return goods even when it's not necessary for them to do so. Businesses may lose their competitive advantage as confidential and classified information may be available to their competitors. Training costs of the business increases as staff need to be trained on the implementation of CPA, and businesses often need to employ legal specialists that are knowledgeable of the CPA to conduct such training. Documentation such as sales contracts must be edited, upgraded, and simplified. This places additional financial burden on the business because consumers have the right to receive contracts in a language that is easy and understandable. Businesses may experience significant increases in administration costs because legal contracts need to be reworded in plain language that is easy to be understood by the consumers. Then we're looking at actions regarded as non-compliance. So, treating customers unfairly, so this is if they do not comply. Treating customers unfairly based on any form of discrimination, such as race, gender, age, religion, language, culture, disability, or sexual orientation. Charging different or unfair prices to consumers for the same goods and services. Denying or refusing customers proper information about the goods and services. Varying or differing the quality of goods when selling in different areas. This is known as place discrimination. So perhaps in the lower income areas, they sell lower quality products, but they charge the same as within the urban cities and towns. That is seen as place discrimination, and that isn't allowed. Prioritizing the needs of any consumer group over another when marketing or selling goods and services. Falsifying information such as the country of origin, types of ingredients, and an expiration date about the product. Then the penalties if they do not comply, or the consequences. Businesses who do not comply may receive a compliance order that forces the business to comply with the CPA. Businesses who neglect to comply with the CPA may receive large fines and may be given a jail sentence or imprisonment, which will then depend on the severity of the non-compliance. Licenses of businesses may be revoked for unfair consumer practices. A business may be requested by the NCC to suspend activities indefinitely. Businesses may be compelled to pay an interest or damages that are due to the customer. So what are ways that a business can comply with the Consumer Protection Act? They can display the name of the business on all business documentation. So for example, letterheads, invoices, and all contracts. That way you know that this contract, these invoices, all these details is from that specific company. Otherwise, there is no liability and responsibility placed on anyone. Allowing customers 5 days cooling off period in the sales agreement. Disclosing the price of products that are on sale. Ensure that the quality of goods is standardized and identical for all consumers. A lot of places might have a procedure, or they might place a label that it says this is a quality product because it's been through all the quality procedures and all the standardization such as ISO and those type of companies. Comply when requirements regarding the information on labels. So, for example, to place smoking is hazardous for pregnant women. Conduct training for all staff members and stakeholders on the CPA. All right, there's a little overview of the different rights. So I'm just quickly going to go through that. It's a nice little diagram that you can jot down. So, just in short, the consumer rights go as follows. They have the right to choose, the right to fair and honest dealings, the right to information about products and agreements, the right to fair and responsible marketing promotion, the right to accountability from suppliers, the right to fair and just terms and conditions, and then the right to equality in the consumer marketplace. So consumers have the right. They've got the right to choose their suppliers when they're looking for goods and services. They're not forced to go to a certain company. They have the right to choose. They have the right to shop around for the best prices and then make an informed decision. I'm sure you guys have had that where you're looking for a particular pair of jeans, or for the ladies, you're looking for a nice pair of shoes for your night out, and you go to different shops to compare prices. You have the right to do that, and that's perfectly okay. You have the right to return goods that are unsafe or defective and receive a full refund. You have the right to request written quotations and cost estimates. Then, the suppliers may not give misleading information to consumers. Suppliers may not use physical force or harass consumers to buy their products. Businesses may not overbook or oversell goods and services, then dishonor the agreement. Businesses may not promote a pyramid scheme or a chain letter scheme. Then, businesses must ensure the contracts and agreements should be in plain language that is simple and easy to understand. Label the product and trade descriptions accurately. Display prices that are full, inclusive of all the disclosing costs. Charge consumers a lower price if the two differing prices are the same for the one that's displayed. So perhaps you've seen in a magazine that this particular product costs 60 Rand, and now you've gone to the store and it costs 70 Rand. You can show them that this product is supposed to be advertised at this 60 Rand price, and that it isn't that price, and they need to sell it to you at that price should that sale still be on and still be valid. Consumers may cancel purchases made through direct marketing within the 5 working days or the cooling off period. Businesses should not deliberately mislead consumers on pricing for goods and services. Businesses should conduct marketing on business activities in a responsible manner that complies with guidelines as outlined in CPA. Businesses should honor credit vouchers and prepaid services. Suppliers in possession of any prepaid certificate or credit voucher must not treat such property as theirs, and they must exercise care for the liability for any losses suffered by the consumer in this regard. Consumers have the right to be protected in lay-by agreements. Suppliers must supply equivalent or superior product or offer a full refund with interest if goods in the lay-by are not provided to the business. Then consumers have the right to protection against unfair, unreasonable, or unjust contract terms. They have the right to approach the court to ensure fair and just conduct, terms and conditions. Businesses should provide consumers with written notices of clauses that may limit the consumer's rights. Businesses may not market or sell goods at prices that are unfair to the consumer. Businesses may not charge different prices for the same goods and services. Businesses should not discriminate against any group of consumers when marketing their products and services in different areas. Businesses should not limit access to their goods and services in the consumer market. Businesses may not, under any circumstance, vary the quality of their products to different consumers, as this is discrimination. All right, then there's a little mind map recap of everything that we've been through as well. So you'll see there the purpose, the impact, the actions as non-compliance, the consequences, and the ways. Here are the resources that I've made use of for today's video. You're more than welcome to go check these resources. They'll be in my description down below as well. And you'll see the first resource is the book that I have made use of to create the slides and for the education of this video. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that it was insightful and I hope that it helped. I know I've got a lot of auditory learners and visual learners, so I do hope that the slides help. And with me teaching it and just going through it and you listening and hearing it, I do hope it helps. You're more than welcome to watch my videos when you're cooking, baking, cleaning the house, if you would like to take it in. I know with some students they find it easier that way if they're busy cleaning the house just to listen to the voice notes, as you are more auditory learners. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below what you thought about this video and anything that you would like to add additionally. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.